I did not want to do it because obviously I'm scared. Okay. But I know that you don't grow if you keep saying no to everything.
Hey everyone, I'm Laura.
I'm Kristen.
And this is Souls in Bloom, where Kristen and I have open, candid conversations in hope of inspiring your personal growth and ours as well. Today we're talking about a comment that I've gotten. I think you've gotten it too, I'm sure, on your videos. Yeah.
Yep.
We've got a lot of, oh my gosh, mess that up. We've had many times where people have commented that, like, oh, I wish I could do what you're doing, or, you know, I would love to sell jewelry too. This looks fun, or things like that. But I don't know that I could get on camera. I don't think I could do it like that. And I don't know. I should have pulled up some specific stuff. So try to make up an example.
Basically, like, I wish I can do what you do, but I'm scared. Or I could never do what you do, but, you know, I wish I could, like, type of things. Yes.
Yeah. So in case you've stumbled upon this channel, Kristen and I both have YouTube channels where we do live sales. I don't do it pretty much at all anymore, but Kristen still does it very often, multiple times a week. And, well, not the live sales, but you do multiple live sales a month, I would say.
Yes, correct.
And then recorded sales. And in any case, that's what they're referring to, is the selling live on the YouTube platform. And so we wanted to talk today about kind of the most important step. We have a whole podcast on like how to just like start, you know, like just start. I think it was actually our very first podcast that we did on this channel, wasn't it?
I think so. Yeah.
So there's a bunch of advice on there, but the like thing that I think is probably most important is getting comfortable with being uncomfortable. In other words, just doing things. And I think like when you don't want to do it because it makes you uncomfortable, but you want the end result, like you just have to dive in, or maybe dive in's the wrong term. Maybe dip your toes in is a more, you know, appropriate approach to things like this, especially on YouTube. Maybe you don't need to like start live. What'd you say? Go ahead.
Maybe put fear in the passenger seat for a second.
Yes. I like that. We're full of cliches on this podcast. But like specifically for like a YouTube channel, if you guys wanted to do that or anything like that, or sales, let's say, record yourself and then just play that back and watch yourself as your first step. And if it makes you uncomfortable, do it again. Do it until you're not uncomfortable seeing yourself on camera.
Literally as many times as you can. I mean, I've been doing YouTube for 5 years and it's still to me a little weird. Like, I am super introverted, so to me to be on camera is a little awkward. But I mean, I know people that still have a hard time with things, but they're doing it anyway. Like, for example, I remember the pastor of my church said that once on stage, and he's like, you know, I may stand up here in front of everybody and talk to you and have this, you know, whole spiel or however he worded it, like every Sunday, but I'm still scared every Sunday morning getting up here and talking in front of all of you. But the fact is that we do it, right? So it may still be scary, or you may still be uncomfortable with it, but just put that in the passenger seat.
Yep. And it does get easier each time you do it.
Yes.
Especially like for videos, because like, okay, my very first channel where I was like recording things with the intention of other people seeing it, not just like stupid videos for my friends, was a farming channel. And oh my gosh, my very first video on that channel is so cringy. Like when I watch it now, I'm just like, oh, why is this on the internet? I want to take it down. But like, you have to get over that hump to like continue to do better, because if you can't,
you will do better.
Yes, exactly. The only way learning is through doing it and maybe failing, but then doing it again until like that process is better. Like, I'll use my son as an example because this happened today. He was decorating a cardboard box because I don't even remember what the heck we got, but we got some big box. And he wanted to play with it because boys love boxes. And he decided he wanted to decorate it like a pirate ship. So he started drawing things on it and he wanted to write pirate down, but he like did not want to spell this wrong. And I was like, he was asking me how to spell pirate. And I'm like, listen, if we were doing a school lesson, I will help you out. But like, you're just drawing on a box. I want you to sound it out slowly, try to figure it out. And he goes, but I don't want to spell it wrong. I was like, what does it matter? This thing is going to end up in the garbage anyway. It doesn't matter if you spell pirate wrong, but I want you to try. And like, he had a really hard time pushing himself to do it. He didn't want to write it down because he didn't want to screw it up. And I wouldn't help him. And so that's kind of like a similar situation here. It's like you have to learn and get better. You have to go through the uncomfortable part. Yep. He ended up finding a book that had the word pirate in it and then just copying it out of the book.
But resourceful.
He's extremely resourceful. He's a smart cookie. My kids are pretty smart. I'm just going to brag a little bit. They're pretty smart. I mean, I guess if he was really smart, he'd already know how to spell it, but just kidding. He's very, very good reader. He just, like, we just did our annual testing thing and he got top scores for reading. So,
good. Yay.
Yeah. He reads like a 5th grade reading level and he's going into 2nd or 3rd. We homeschool, so the grades are a little weird, but anyway.
That's so good.
Thank you.
But see, he knew to, figure it out. So he knew he had a book that had the word and he went and got it. So that's really quick. That's great.
Yeah. Yes. I was like, oh, I'm not going to be mad at him for that. But, I do want him to try to do these, I want him to try to figure it out first before he goes and finds the answer. But he didn't want to. I don't even know why, really. He just wasn't comfortable putting it on there unless he knew it was perfect. So, and that's the problem. If you keep trying, if you want to wait until it's going to be perfect, it will never happen. Whatever that thing is that you're starting, YouTube channel or otherwise. If you don't want to do it until you're going to do it perfectly, it's never going to happen because we all learn through failure. Yeah. First and foremost, failure is a very powerful learning tool.
Yeah, you can't succeed if you haven't failed first.
Exactly. Yeah. It's so true. There's so many things in life that's so applicable to. Spelling words, sure. Making a YouTube channel, sure. Exercise routine, sure. That's what I'm trying. I got to start getting back into that soon. Talk about comfort with discomfort. That's exercise all the way if you haven't been in it for a long time.
Yeah, well, that's physical growth. Physical growth with discomfort.
It's very true.
Mm-hmm. So you can work that in as working out. Like you have to be, maybe you're uncomfortable going to the gym. Well,
that's true.
You have to keep going if you want, to be more fit or whatever else. So there's always obstacles that pretty much everything is going to have if you want to grow or, further yourself in any type of way.
Example of going to the gym for sure. Yeah. Cause that holds a lot of people back because they're too afraid of judgment. Funny enough, since we have the original comment on the channel videos, it's kind of similar because it's like you're worried about people's opinions of you and the videos you put out or their opinions of you at the gym of like your body or your performance or whatever. Yeah. And it doesn't matter, especially in the very beginning. No one's going to judge you because they don't care. Not to be cold about it, but nobody cares. In the very beginning, no one's watching you. So this is like the best time to get in there, just give it your all and do all the learning process while no one's paying attention. You know?
I like that.
That's so true for the channel. Also true for the gym situation or anything else where you have to put yourself out there. Like no one's really paying attention to you. You're just another person in the room doing the same thing they're doing. They're like, back to my work.
They're all there doing the same thing, but they're focused. They're either watching the TV on the treadmill or whatever, or listening to music. They're counting their reps, whatever. They may look at you because you walked by and you caught their attention, but they're not thinking negatively, and if they are, it's for a split second, and then they look back and they're doing their thing and whatever. Like it's all, a lot of it is in our own heads.
Yeah, that's so true. Success at anything you want to try is it's a mental game. Really it is. And once you can get to the point where the desire you have to succeed at whatever it is you're about to attempt is greater than your desire to like stay complacent and like unhappy, really, or whatever it may be. Most of us are trying to implement changes to bring ourselves some sort of fulfillment or joy or whatever, or growth.
Yeah.
And so when you desire that enough, you can get over that hump. But the best way to get over the hump is to just do it.
Yes.
Just get uncomfortable. It's going to be uncomfortable, and just, wrap your head around that. Get like, be at peace with that. And then do it.
And most people won't even realize that it's either your first time, or you don't know what you're doing. You don't know what you're talking about. They're not going to really know. Like, this is something that I'm part of a women's business owner community. The lead of that, the creator of the community, her name is Sabrina. She tells us this often during our Monday morning masterminds. She says that because we have to talk about our business. We call it an elevator pitch. It's about 30 seconds, and you tell who you are, what you do, why you do it, and a call to action, like visit my website or give me a call, whatever, like tell someone to do something, right? So we practice this because when we meet people in wherever and you have to tell them about your business, you want to have kind of like, a guideline of what you're going to say. So we practice that a lot. And she says, like she pairs us up, or she puts us in different groups on Zoom, like we have breakout rooms and stuff. And she's like, don't go in there saying, oh, hold on, let me get my notes, or, okay, let me read this and then read it. No, just say it. Just go. And then she says, no one's going to know if you know your shit or not, basically. If you don't say it or act like it and you just do it, no one will know the wiser. So I put that advice into practice, really, because this past Monday, she took off because she spent the weekend in New York City. She's from Florida. I won't get into why. No, doesn't matter. The point is that she was going to miss the Monday morning mastermind, and she asked me if I could run it for her.
Oh my.
I'm like,
that's intimidating.
I mean, I've been going for a year, but you want me to run it? What?
Oh my goodness. How did that go?
So it went good because I didn't tell anybody. I didn't know what I was doing.
Yeah.
Like nobody had to know that I had papers in front of me, because Sabrina gave me a script and like what to do at certain times, so I can like follow like a protocol almost. And I remembered what she said about like, just do it. Like, don't say like, I don't know what I'm doing, like just own it. And so that's like what I did. And nobody knew the wiser, obviously they knew that it was my first time hosting it because Sabrina hosts it, but they didn't have to know that I was scared completely out of my brain, nervous, sweating, armpits wet, everything else. In front of all these women on Zoom. But, I did it. And like I mentioned, people don't have to know that you don't know what you're doing, or that you're nervous, or it's your first time. You just do it, and it'll get easier as you go. Will I ever do that again? Probably not. But
did you jump on that opportunity right away, or like how did that go? And she's like, will you run the meeting? Were you like, do I have to? Or was it like, how did you agree to that, I guess is the question.
I was obviously like, holy shit, like I don't know if I can do that. Like,
Yeah.
obviously, I've been going for so long that I kind of know like how it's supposed to go. But like, there's so many variables. Like, people in the mastermind, everyone is supposed to communicate with each other, and everyone is supposed to kind of just talk. And, so I'm worried, like, what about if nobody says anything? What about if there are no questions? What about, and I'm thinking of all these different things. But I decided to say yes because of course she's like, I know you can do this, like I trust you. And I'm like, fine.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay. So, but when she sent me the script and like kind of like the protocol, it's only for an hour. And the first half hour is when I kind of do most of the talking. And then the last half hour is kind of just like everybody we all just kind of talk and help each other type of thing with any questions in business we have.
Mhm.
So when she sent that script with kind of like time, like bullet points with the time, like at this time you should be saying this, this, and this. Around this time it should be this. I'm like, okay, that kind of helps because now I can make sure I'm coming up with things to say. And I wrote down like things to say if people don't say anything, you know what I mean? And there's like awkward silence and those.
Yeah.
But it was fine. And I knew it deep in my heart, I did not want to do it because obviously I'm scared. Okay. But I know that you don't grow if you keep saying no to everything.
That's
And
true. Yeah.
I know that this is going to help me and it's going to make me more comfortable, especially in that mastermind Zoom room with all these other women business owners, that it's going to help me feel more comfortable. It's going to help me be more open, and it's going to help me with my introvertness. Like I said, would I ever do it again? Probably not. But if she asked me, maybe, because now that I've done it, I know what to expect. And all the women had my back. Like they were like, you did really great. Like that was awesome. Like, oh my gosh. So, to get that feedback too helped.
Yeah.
So definitely, I mean, it was uncomfortable, but you got to do it if you want to get places. And now that Sabrina knows that I did it and she got feedback from people and she knows I did really well, she's going to hold me to like a higher point. I don't know what you want to call it. Like she's going to think of me more powerfully, like more respectfully. So to me, that's worth it right there. Cause she's, I look up to her. So it made me feel good that she wanted me to do it and I did it.
Yeah, that's true. And that actually makes me think of another point that about gaining respect from people around you, because I think that's another thing that holds people back is they're so worried about being judged for doing the thing that they don't think about how they'll be received when they do the thing. And if they do succeed at it, and if they,
Yeah.
it takes a lot of guts to put yourself out there. So
yeah,
those people that you're afraid are going to judge you, it's probably going to be the opposite situation where they have respect for you, especially if you keep on going and then get like results from whatever it is that you're trying to accomplish. You start building that following on your channel. You start losing weight or gaining muscle or whatever it is at the gym, those sorts of things. And people start noticing and then they're like, dang, I can't believe she actually did it or he actually did it,
Yeah.
So.
Yep. And that'll keep pushing you forward too.
Yeah.
People will start to notice and give you that praise and wow, like I couldn't do that, but you did, like that. It'll make you feel good.
Yep, you'll be getting those comments. You start doing it, you get the comments. Yeah. But we all have to start somewhere. And hopefully we've encouraged you to do that, to put the fear in the passenger seat, as Kristen said, or in the back seat, wherever.
Yeah, well, you start by putting it in the passenger seat, and ease it over there, because it's not easy, to push past fear. And then as you keep practicing and keep doing it, throw them in the back.
Yeah, eventually kick it out of the car entirely while you're driving.
Yeah. Tuck and roll.
Yep, that's right. Oh my
Love
God.
it.
Well, on that note, hopefully we've motivated you a little bit to start something new. If you're letting fear be the factor that's keeping you from doing it. And yeah. Any other comments? Any final thoughts?
I think that was good. I think ending it there, the tuck and roll is
Tuck
perfect.
and roll, fear. Get out of here. All right, well, that's it for this one then. All right, y'all. Thanks so much for listening. And yeah, we hope to see you on the next one in 2 weeks. Bye, everybody.
Bye.